So in lesson 3-3, which is part of activity 3 in your Springboard book, we're going to learn what a matrix is. Um, a matrix, by definition right here, it just says it's rectangular in shape, and it's just an arrangement of numbers. So here's like the rectangular shape of the numbers, and they're written inside brackets. Okay, so um, here's if I would draw the bracket, here's what it looks like. I'm going to have some numbers in there. 2, 3, 1, 4. Just randomly made up some numbers. This is a matrix. If this is called matrix A, I'm going to call this one matrix B. Matrices, that's the plural word for more than one matrix. Matrix is singular. Matrice is is plural. Um, so we're going to be talking about matrices. It's going to make sense in just a second because you're going to see that this right here represents and ties into what you learned in lesson 3-1. But before we do that, we first of all have to know how to talk about these. So we always name them with capital letters. And one of the most important things about a matrix is be able to talk about how its size. And the dimensions right here of a matrix, dimensions just means its size. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about, the size of a matrix. We always describe a matrix is, the dimensions of a matrix is defined by rows and columns. Rows come first, columns come second. So this is row 1 right here. This is row 2 right here. This is column 1, column 2, column 3. Okay, columns go up and down, rows go side to side. So matrix right here, that's why they say its dimensions are a 2 by 3. That means 2 rows. That means the matrix has 2 rows and it has 3 columns. Okay, so this matrix right here, then, what would be the dimensions of this matrix? This matrix right here, this would be row 1, this would be row 2, this would be column 1, this would be column 2. So this would be a 2 rows, it has 2 rows, and it has 2 columns. Okay, so this matrix that I called matrix B would be a 2 by 2. They want to know, what are the dimensions? Oh, I need to, we'll answer the dimensions. This matrix right here. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can answer what size their matrix B is and their matrix C. And then when you unpause it, I will give you the answer. Okay. Matrix B is a 3 by 2. Matrix C is a 2 by 2. So those are the dimensions of the matrix. Now, the numbers inside the matrix, each matrix right here is called an entry. Or it's also called, depends on entries or elements. Okay, entries or elements. Springboard right here is calling them entries. You can get another book that's going to call them elements, but they just mean the numbers that are inside the matrix, the numbers that make up the matrix. Now they're talking about right here that each one of these elements has an address. So if I wanted to talk to you about the location of the 4 in this matrix right here, you would, if I say, hey, where is 4 located in the matrix? Well, you would tell me its location by telling me what row and what column it's in. So you would say it's in row 1 and it's in column 2. So you could say, you could write that out. The 4 is in row 1, and column 2. Okay, so row 1, column 2. Well, that's a lot of characters right there. And mathematicians are famously lazy. And having to write that sentence out is just asking too much of mathematicians. So they've made the address a little bit shorter by saying that the entry that is located in the first row, second column, is a 4. So the fact that they're calling it a lowercase a is due to the fact that it's an uppercase letter right here that names the matrix. So if I were going to show all of the element entries or the entries in this one right here, this would be lowercase c, and I would say 1, 1. This would be lowercase c, 1, 2. This would be lowercase c, 2, 1. This would be lowercase c, 2, 2. Why? This is lowercase c, row 1, column 1. That's what the 2, 1 stand for. Lowercase c, because we're talking about an entry, and it would be row 1, column 2. So here I would say C11 is 14 because the 14 is in the place of row 1, column 1. And I would say C21 is 26. And the reason C21 is 26 is because it's in the second row, first column. Second row, first column. So we've answered question number 1, what are the dimensions of each matrix? And now they want us to go look at these and see, can we tell them what entry is in the place of B31? And by the way, this is not the only notation that you will find. This is the one that Springboard chooses to use. Some textbooks will say 3, 1. Some textbooks might even put parentheses around them, 3, 1. But it's not a lot of difference, but it is enough that it could leave you confused if you're not aware of the fact that this is not a universal symbol. It's just the one that Springboard chooses to use. So let's see, you should pause the video and see if you can answer these 4 questions, and then unpause the video and then check your work with my work. So take a second, please, to pause the video. B, third row, first column. And if it helps, just do row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay, that's row 1, row 2, row 3, column 1, column 2. And we want matrix B, because that's what the B stands for, third row, column 1. So I believe that should be a -4. B1, 2, first row, second column, first row, second column. That would be -6. C, second row, first column, second row, first column. Oh, we answered that one right there. That was 26. And second row, second column, that's 30. What is the address of the entry 8 in matrix B? So they want us to go right here. What is the address? It would be lowercase b, second row, so we'd put a 2, first column, so we would put a 1. And I would explain by saying 8 is in the second row and the first column. Okay, that would be my explanation. So that's how you write a matrix. It's just an arrangement of numbers in rows and columns, and we surround it by brackets. And this is the way we talk about the entries or the elements of a matrix. Its address is its location by its row and column, and that's just a basic introduction. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video before I teach you how to add and subtract.